I just want to say thanks everybody for jumping on, and we'll play this again live, or actually not live. We'll play this again and we'll post it to our YouTube channel. So anybody who can't get on, to get a chance to get on and go watch this. My name is Zane, and I am the Chief Formulations Officer, I guess is what I would call myself, as I get to create formulas. And I want to talk a little bit about that tonight. And then I'm going to turn the time over to Tammy, and she's going to run through some stuff with you guys. And very excited about a couple of things that we've got coming. And I want to talk a little about the formulation of a few products. I have a product in my hand, and some of you have seen this, some of you haven't. This is like a 5-hour energy shot that I developed actually a couple years ago. And this shot I originally made for a friend of mine, a guy that some of you know. His name's Karl Malone. He's a professional basketball player, played for the Utah Jazz for 18 years, and then played for the LA Lakers for a year. And Karl is a friend of mine, and he and I got together and we started talking about whether we could make like a 5-hour energy shot and use cannabinoids. And I guess it's actually been, goodness, I said a couple years. It's been maybe 5 years ago that we actually worked on this. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we started working on this together. And I created this energy shot. And the reason that I have this in my hand is because it has a date on it. It says best by 6/23 of 2019. So it's 2017 when we made this, because it has a 2-year shelf life. And this energy shot it's a great product. I absolutely loved it. And we are required by the FDA to put a 2-year expiration date on there, even though we've even had some still lab tested and it still tests just fine. But the problem is, once I put an expiration date on there, I can't sell it. And Karl invested a lot of money, made these, and has almost $100,000 worth of inventory sitting in my warehouse of this product, which is, like I said, a great product, and was selling it in the state of Louisiana in gas stations and shops and different things. And we actually sold some for a little bit, and then took it off the shelf because of the expiration date, even though, again, like I said, we've had it lab tested. And so what that tells me is, and kind of sucks, I guess, to a degree, is that Karl spent $100,000 on a product that we can't sell now because we made so much of it that we couldn't sell it fast enough before the expiration date. So why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because as a company, we always strive really, really hard to make sure that we forecast as best as we can how things are going to sell. For example, a couple years ago, we started making coffee. And today I have 9,000 cases of coffee in our distribution center, because we were told, oh, coffee is going to be great. We're going to sell tons of it. It's going to go crazy. And so we go out, we invest $70,000 in K-cups and boxes and everything. And it's sitting in our warehouse dead right now. And you know what? We don't have crystal balls. So we thought it was going to be an amazing seller, and we went and we got it. And it's, people like, oh, we're going to sell so much of it, it's going to go crazy, it's going to go gangbusters, we're going to sell it like crazy, it's awesome. And then we're like, okay, we're going to make the investment and spend the $100,000 and then it's sitting in our warehouse eating up space. I bring that up simply because of this. We don't know exactly what the next hit's going to be. We think no, I don't think. I would say I know we've got a tiger by the tail with our nitric oxide product and our trim product. And, we're forecasting as much as we possibly can. So trim's been great. We love it. We have a bunch of it in stock. We ran out. We made a whole bunch of it, and they've gotten caught up on all the orders and gotten caught up on the back orders. We always have that decision as a company. Do we, when somebody places an order for, some oil and some trim and something, and we ran out, so do we send half of the order, or do we wait until we get trim finalized? And And we decided, we'd send it twice. Obviously, you guys know, as reps, we don't bill you for shipping. So it doesn't do us any good to ship it twice, right? We don't love paying for shipping twice. So what we did was we went ahead and made a very, very, very large investment to make sure that we have all the raw goods. And you guys probably know this right now. We don't, I don't grow cocoa, but we do have cocoa beans. And so we import our cocoa beans from Peru. And, but we've made the commitment as a company financially to make sure that we have thousands and thousands of bottles of trim. Simply because we think that it's not, we love the product, but we also think that it's an opportunity for you guys to do some amazing things and share. One of the things that we've noticed is that when people try it for 2 or 3 days, they love it and they end up going on and ordering. And so we're actually working on a couple things on the website to make it so people can get samples really quickly and just pay for shipping and get some samples. And we're kind of excited about that. And the corporate team and our tech team, we're working on how to make that happen. So we've heard some good feedback from everybody. Remember, we just launched really in May. So we've had May, June, July. We're about 3 months in, and we're making a bunch of changes. We got everything out originally. We're going to continue to make some more changes. So I think good things are coming. I hate it when we run out of stuff, by the way. We don't ever want to run out of anything. There's plenty of trim. So, all orders have been shipped. Everything that was split shipped has been shipped, including samples and everything. And so we're really focused on how we can grow in the future. We think trim's a big part of that because weight and being overweight causes a lot of health issues, from high blood pressure to diabetes to all of those things. And so we're very excited to hear about the successes. I think one of my favorite things are the texts and calls I get. On Saturday, we had a call with the doctors who went through and they talked about Alzheimer's, and Marie was on, and I don't think she's on tonight, but I just wanted to just throw a shout out. She's like, Zane, in the last month, she's lost 16 pounds, which is incredible and great. So again, our goal is not to have, like I said, we got 9,000 boxes of coffee right now, which is great. And because everything we do is natural and organic, because we extract our cannabinoids from plants, right? We have to be careful. We don't want to make too much of it because it can expire and go bad. So that's just me saying to you, as a company, we made the commitment to have thousands of bottles of trim ready to ship and ready for you. And so, I don't think you can outsell us at this point. So feel free to sell away. Feel free to fill your boots, get as many as you can. Let's go. So, like I said, we sold out quickly. We made a bunch more. Everything's been caught up, and there's product on the shelf. So we got lots of it. I'm excited to introduce a couple of new things. I'm not going to talk about them until fall harvest because Tammy will kill me. And but I am excited about that and what we've got to share with ways that we can continue to help people feel healthier and stronger and better. So Tammy's going to talk a little bit about the contest and a few other things with the back office. But I wanted you guys to understand the process of how we go about it. Anytime we introduce a new product, we don't want to make 100,000 bottles of something until we know it's going to sell. And at the same time, we've even tried the energy drinks, which did sell really well, and then made 100,000 of them, and then now we've got thousands of them sitting in a warehouse. We can't do anything. Actually, I think most of them been destroyed by now. So, and that's always terrible. You hate throwing away a product that you put your heart and soul into because couldn't move it fast enough. So, but our commitment is always, if we've got products that are selling and moving, we want to make it so that it's never, like I said, as a company, we don't like to split ship anything. We hate it. I hate it because that means I'm paying for shipping twice. And since we don't charge for shipping, that just hurts us. So we appreciate you guys. We're excited. We're excited about the future, and we're excited where trim can continue to take us. I I've had so much success with this personally in just sharing it with people who become customers. All I have to do is give them a couple and say, hey, just try this for a day or two. And they try it and then they call me like, yeah, I want to order some of that stuff. That's awesome. So I know Kevin Goal is on tonight, and I know he's had the same experience, just sharing it with people. I think a lot of people have. And so it's kind of fun to see where that's going. So Tammy's always at your beck and call. She works her brains out and she tries really hard to stay on top of everything coming in. She is a blessing for our company. She works really hard. We're not perfect. She's probably been at the brunt end of some of my frustrations sometimes, and I appreciate that she doesn't hate me and get frustrated with me even when I, take things out on her. But I appreciate her so much because sometimes she gets to see me scream and yell and get mad. We want everything to run perfect, and when it doesn't, it's frustrating. But man, we sure appreciate Tammy and all that she does. So Tammy, I'm going to turn it over to you and say thank you. But guys, Trim's there, Knox is there, oils are there. Yeah, I think we're chock full and ready to ship. So fill your boots. Tammy?
Thanks, Zane. That was very kind of you. Even when you're mad, you're not really mad. So he's a very, very patient person, which is nice, especially when I make mistakes. He's very forgiving. So that's really good. I'm actually going to turn it over to Deshelle because it's way funner hearing cool, good news from Deshelle than me. I'm going to turn it over to her.
I don't know about that, but I just wanted to give a shout out to for our harvest. So we set up a promotion. We sent out an email a few weeks ago that started in July to help earn your way into the fall harvest. And so I just wanted to kind of go over that one more time and remind you what we're doing with that and encourage you to get into your back office and look and see where you're at. We've got an amazing back office with the reports and the things that you can pull out to see your sales, the people you've added to your tree, all of that. I love it. I think we finally nailed it with the back office stuff. So I just want to remind you, so there's different ways to earn bonuses at our fall harvest. The first one is through recruiting. So if you've recruited personally some representatives under you, then you'll get cash bonuses that'll be awarded there at the fall harvest. So we've got people that are well on their way. We've got some who've already earned up to $200 because it's, if you get 3 representatives, you get $50, 5 representatives, $100, 8 representatives, $200, and 12, you get $350. So cash monies in your pocket that you can use to whatever, I don't know, buy me an ice cream or something. So I just want you to encourage you to do that. So that's one way that you can earn a bonus. Other one is your preferred customers. Bringing preferred customers on gets you the extra tickets for the drawings that we're going to be having at the fall harvest. So we've got prizes that are awesome. We've got tablets and Echoes and AirPods, and we've got some really cool prizes to be giving away. So as you bring on preferred customers, you get extra drawings, extra tickets for the drawing. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a few people well on their way with that as well, that they're going to get all the prizes. So come on, everybody, get on there. And then the last one is earning, you'll get your hotel night paid or even your airfare if you qualify with different group volumes and you level up. So if you qualify as a team director, you get a hotel night paid. If you qualify as an area team coordinator, you get 2 nights paid. Plus you get to come to our leadership dinner Friday night, which we're really excited about. There's going to be some really cool things happening at the leadership dinner on Friday. And then finally, you can get your hotel, both nights paid, and airfare if you qualify as an area director or higher. So lots of exciting things, lots of ways to get you out to fall harvest on our dime. And we would love to pay for everybody to come out by qualifying and doing these things. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Again, it's the middle of the month now. We're halfway through the month. So make sure that your people below you are qualified or that you're qualified. And if you have any questions about that and what's required to be qualified every month to earn your overrides on your downline, make sure you talk to Tammy, or just even in your back office is the comp plan that you can look at to make sure that you're you're on the right path to get to that, so that you can earn that on all of your people below you. So that's all I had to share. If there's any questions, put them in the chat, whatever, and we can answer them. And I'll shoot it back over to you, Zane or Steve. I'm not sure who's next.
Oh, we always throw it to Kevin when we don't know where to go.
Well, I was thinking Steve Haycock. Do we have Corey?
Yeah.
Is she here?
So I don't think we actually have Corey, but we don't need her because we're awesome without her, at least for tonight.
Okay.
So she actually asked me to take a few minutes. I'm actually at my hometown walking path. Behind us is the what's it called? City Park, right? And the joy of this business is you live life and you do it. It's kind of like eating Jell-O after a meal. It just kind of slides between the cracks, right? So here we are, Monday night, August 16th. It's 7 p.m. where I'm at, Mountain Time, and I had a personal commitment. And so I went to the neighborhood barbecue, ate some good food, and then I told my kids, hey, I've got a conference call, I've got to leave. And so I'm just on the walking path while we're doing this real quick. So Corey asked me to jump on here and kind of share and give a little bit of a prep for what the plan is. So everyone that has sent her an email. So again, this is live. There's a few of you on live, but this is also being recorded. So those of you that are listening to it on a recorded message, it's August 16th. And by Wednesday, August the 18th, Corey is going to be sending an email to every one of you that emailed her to say you wanted to participate in the online marketing training. So on that day, on the 18th, you will receive an email that gives you basically the pre-work that you need to do. And the training will officially start on September the 1st. That's 2 weeks following that. So she's going to give you some assignments, 2 weeks to get kind of your ducks in a row. I will give you a hint because she gave me the assignments. So over the course of the last couple of days, I did a specific brand and messaging concept. And I have a YouTube channel, Instagram account, Facebook business page, website, and what else have I done? I feel like there should be one more. I can't remember. And I've kind of gotten a little overboard because she's not making us do all of those things all at once, but I know that ultimately I'll need all of those things. And the format is September 1st, each and every day for 21 days, you will have training, you'll have an assignment, and it'll be very, very focused, specific training that you need to do with assignments so that at the end of the 21 days, you will have sold at least something, right? So one thing. And if you can build a brick, you can build a building. And our hope and intent is that as you have the tools necessary to sell a unit of something to someone outside of your sphere of influence, outside of your social circle, just being able to take a complete stranger online and sell them a product. That's the objective of this training. And again, those 21 days of training are at no cost to you. And I just urge you, if you haven't emailed Corey yet, please do so, just so you can be on the bus and we can ride home together. And let me actually look and see if she has jumped on the training since I started speaking. No, I don't see her. So, all right, Zane, back to you.
Really quick, since we're recording and this will be for others, we actually put in the chat Corey's email, but it's corydyer@gmail.com, CORIDYER@gmail.com. Get all of her.
Awesome. Okay, Kevin, Mr. Goal. I love what Steve said. We just throw it to Kevin when we don't know to send it to Mel. We do. We're excited to have
Well, first of all, I want to welcome Steve back to the colonies, I guess as they call it, back there in London. You know, they still haven't given up the ghost that the United States is in its own country for a couple hundred years. So I hope you had a good time there, Steve Jameson. A couple things, one thing Brent Brent, wrong friend. One thing that Zane touched on this evening is talking about renewed energy, and talking with people, sharing the message of Sukavu. You know, I sat in on a couple meetings, business meetings with Zane this last week, and shared with a business leader that I've known for some time, the Sukavu message, Sukavu products, Sukavu message. Zane was his, I mean, I'd love to get Zane in front of everybody that we could, as many times as possible. And if you guys don't take advantage of getting people on this meeting or on the Saturday meetings, or even doing, you know, one-on-ones with him, or getting a three-way call with him, especially you leaders, you're missing out, because the man's amazing. I mean, he's passionate. His whole interest is really changing lives. I mean, he loves the products that he and the execs put together. But I think at the end of the day, what he loves the most is changing people's lives for the better. And I saw that passion and was reminded of that passion again in those couple business meetings that I had with Zane. It's easy to get enthusiastic with Zane and talking about products and how they can improve people's lives. I think the one thing that a lot of us, especially those of you who are struggling to try and figure out how to make this a business or add people to your team, realize what a great opportunity, a business you can build, a second income, a third income, a fourth income, whatever stream of income you're looking to do, you can do with Sukavu. As we sat down and showed this man who's been a very successful leader in direct sales years past. I've been connected to him. I've known him for going on, 30 years. And I know how successful he is. He's a self-made man. And as Zane can attest, he was really enthusiastic about the products because of what Zane explained to him. He's got a wife that's taking the trim. That's how he got acquainted to the products. He's very into fitness. He's got some other products that we passed along to him, and he's taking them. He's also got a son that has some stomach issues, and Zane counseled him on that and talked to him about his own experience, especially with the shell and how that changed her life and others' lives. But then it switched gears over to talking about the business opportunity that we have here. And he got psyched. I mean, he was really amazed. The one thing that when we first sat out to sit down and talk with the executives here at Sukavu, Steve and I, was talking about the compensation plan. And, as some of you may know and have heard too many times, Steve and I have been in this industry way too long. I used to actually have dark black hair and a dark goatee. And when I started out in this business, going on 27, 28 years ago. And we've seen all the compensation plans, and one thing that I appreciate about my business partner, Steve, is that he, like me, we like to see things that are just not happening now, but down the road. And what we are seeing with especially the new generation, this next generation of people who want to make a second or third or fourth stream of income, is that direct selling can be very convoluted, and it can be very difficult. And you see, any of you who've been around the block have seen compensation plans that you need, a Texas Instrument 110 small mini computer processor to figure out how much money you're going to make off one sale. And so especially I'm going to give credit to Steve, came up with this compensation plan and worked with the team in doing so and putting it to place, it was something that we really wanted to make sure it was attractive to these people who want to get their feet wet and want to get into direct selling and want to build a second income for their home and for themselves and for their family. And so when this businessman, this successful MLM leader saw it, he would, like I said, he was psyched. He was like, this is great. It's not complicated. You're going to pay people to shop. You're going to pay people to browse. You're going to pay people if they join. You're going to pay people if they continue to subscribe to the products. I mean, this isn't a hard thing. I mean, it's like putting money in somebody's pocketbook. And as you've heard Zane and Steve and others talk about this, it's been, it's what you see in retail today. And, I've I just got an email from Gap saying that I have $40 worth of credit. Do I want another pair of pants, shorts on sale before summer ends? You know, I'm scouring that going, oh man, if I can get another pair of shorts, I love their shorts. I'm going to see if I can get another pair in a color I don't have, which, sorry, I have about every color they have. So it's kind of hard it's kind of hard to find that 40 bucks, but I've got to spend that 40 before my wife realizes there's 40 bucks in there. What I'm telling you folks is this is the time right now is where it's happening. You got to get on this and move fast, because I'm telling you, you don't want to be the people again. I mean, if someone like Dada or Rosa or Corey or any of you other leaders get on here and you strike a vein, you get some people who are going to be interested in trim. You don't want to be, we're trying to keep ahead of the curve here. Zane and the team are trying to do their best. And you heard Zane challenge you tonight. Hey, try to outsell us. But I can tell you, all it takes is this businessman. If he turns it on, he could possibly take 3/4 of that order in the next 2 weeks to a month. And then we've got to hurry up and make more trim, right? It's a good reason to have, but it's almost like any of you remember that UPS commercial when they showed it years ago during the Super Bowl, it was about 4 years ago. And everyone's gathered around the computer and they're ready to turn their online business on. And all of a sudden these orders start flowing in. And next thing they see you see a ticker symbol of all those orders coming in, and you see a couple of the execs blowing into a paper bag because they're wondering how they're going to keep up with it. I mean, I can envision that if a gentleman like this turns it on, or if someone like Corey gets her social media going on, or any of you others really strike a vein, it can happen. And all I can say is you're going to wish you're going to do the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So sorry for taking so long tonight, but I'm pretty passionate. I'm really excited about the future of this company. If you don't hop on right now and take advantage of it, you're going to wish you had. So Steve Jameson, take us home.
Thanks, Kev. And you're right. It is good to be back. I'm only back actually a couple of hours from London and Paris. I actually just like saying that more. I like saying it more than actually having been there, I think.
You just sound so cool.
Right. But you know what? I always love traveling, and I've done a lot of it in my life, is that you see a different point of view, a different perspective, sometimes over the very same news and events that go on in the world. And so it used to be in my mind that people had opinions, and I used to think people had facts. And now I realize people just have opinions about facts. And that's where it gets very confusing. And it's almost like, I'll start with a little bit tonight, because we mentioned it a couple of times about being in back orders or not. And again, it's a perspective about the facts. If you look at iPhone 12, the average waiting time for a new iPhone 12, and they have now done this, meaning they've done it 12 times, was 45 days, right? We can go back to the Cabbage Patch dolls, right? Anytime you have a successful product, just the fact of the scarcity of it makes it even more valuable. So is it a goal to run out of products? In some ways, yes, it is, right? If the facts are you want to have more people want to buy something than available to sell by the nature of it, right? So it's interesting from a business person's point of view and a customer's point of view, how they look at that same set of facts. You can say that we introduce a product and the fact that you want to buy it and it's not available, we're incompetent, right? You can say that's a fact. You can also say it's a fact that the product is so popular, right, that there's more people that want to buy it than we anticipated. And that's a fact. So what I notice, right, is how you look at something, how you frame the facts or your opinion out the facts says sometimes more about you than about the facts themselves. So if you're the person that looks at the fact as an optimistic point of view of where this is going to go, you're actually excited that you ran out, right? Because you know what this means for the future. Or you can be so frustrated that the product's not in the warehouse today, right? So it's not a case of who's right and who's wrong and who's good and who's bad, right? But it's a point of view about the facts that's kind of determined sometimes about how you look at life. And when I was over in London and Paris, another huge fact to me to show you the power of opinion about facts is COVID, right? And their response and how different it is, again, not right or wrong, to ours. In London, for instance, 90% of the people have had at least one shot. They view the facts differently, right? In terms of whether you need to have a shot or not, whether it's going to save your life or not. Same series of facts, but they reached a different opinion. In France, they're even higher and more stricter. You can't even walk into the street without a COVID card, without saying that you're COVID free, without a vaccination card. You can't go to places without a test within the last 48 hours, right? So how do you have three different cultures all look at the same facts and have a different opinion about those facts? And what I'm saying is we've got to stop trying to be right? And sometimes just do what's best for the long term. And when it comes to health and nutrition, here's a fact, right? COVID has killed now almost 1 million people. Whether you think it was from a Chinese lab or whether it was from a walrus on the water, it doesn't matter. The fact is almost 1 million people have died. How does that affect us? Well, the truth is obesity, which is something we can attack from a Sukavu point of view, kills on average 4.72 million people a year. 4.72 million people die from obesity, not from COVID. 7.5 million people die from high blood pressure through heart disease and stroke. Our products attack those issues, right? So again, it's look at the facts, look how you can contribute to people's opinion about those facts and how you can change their lives. And every time I travel, right, I notice people have different opinions about the facts, but culturally we're the same. We all love our kids. We all want better for them than we have it, right? We all are kind and considerate to our neighbors, right? We're all not that different. And the one thing that I can tell you the world is focused on more than it's ever been in my lifetime is their health. And so if you're going to do something to change your life, right, why don't you do something that's going to change somebody else's life by giving them the gift of health? And we've identified, that's what Zane has done since Kevin and I have come in. He's identified the conditions where we can have the biggest impact. And I hope we sell out of products on obesity because so many people want it. I hope we sell out of products that cures high blood pressure because so many people want it. I'm saying if that's my future, sign me up. I'm on board. And let's hope that we can continue to have that kind of impact, those kind of sales, and then those kind of income stories that go with the sales of changing those people's lives, addressing, as Kevin said, a compensation plan, not designed for Zane to get rich, for me to get rich, but for all of us to share in the wealth that comes with giving people health. That's what we're excited about. And that's why I'm glad to be home and get back to work. So Zane, I'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. I appreciate all the kind words. We do, I mean, that's 11 million people dying from obesity and blood pressure issues that we can help. I think that's the biggest thing is who can we help? Who can we help today? Who are my neighbors? Who are my friends? Who needs to lose weight? Who needs to feel better? Who needs help? And you know, one of the coolest things on those Saturday calls, and I'm going to encourage you all to get on those Saturday calls, we've had now, I don't know, several months of them, of doctors coming on and saying, this helps with, Sukavu helps with Alzheimer's. Sukavu helps with obesity. Sukavu helps with high blood pressure. It's not me saying it. These are not employees of the company, right? These are doctors who have studied, done the research, and know that our products work. And I think that's just a huge thing. So encourage you to get on the Saturday calls. Along with that, just final thoughts. Let's figure out how to get, and I say this, but so many people's lives are changed when we get together as a group and we grow as a community. So, you know, my goal would be, this has always been kind of a leadership call. Let's get more people on this call. Let's get more people on Saturday's call, and let's get a ton of people to Utah. I want to see you all. I want to see you face to face. with masks if we need be, so fine, and social distancing, whatever it takes. But I would love, I'm excited to take you all on a tour. I'm excited for you to see the exact process of how everything's made. I had a friend who worked with a different network marketing company who said that they went to, tour the facility and they wouldn't let them see things. They wouldn't show them stuff. They wouldn't, it was all top secret. And maybe there's some value to saying that it's secret, but for me, I want you to see it, touch it, feel it, and be a part of it. I want you to know that you've got ownership. This is a company that you can get your hands dirty. You can come and enjoy it with us. You can come put your fingers in the dirt. That's okay with us, but more than anything, we just have people to help. I think that's, sorry. I think that's the biggest thing is there's just people that need help. There's people that are struggling with blood pressure or obesity or whatever. I know I said earlier on the call, and I think she jumped on, so I hope it's okay. Like the fact when Marie told me she lost 16 pounds or, in a couple months, and my friend in the UK has lost, 14 pounds and just, that's awesome. Like that just makes me so happy. I mean, those are the things that I live for, right? That's just when somebody says like, hey, this is working and my blood pressure is down. I'm not on blood pressure medication or anything like that. I mean, that to me is just amazing. So I think there's a hand up and I don't even know what that means. So I'm done. I'm so not good.
It means Marie wants to say something.
Oh, hi Marie.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I have a question regarding user feedback. How is that handled? I ask this question because where I work, we have like a user feedback session where, we have different means by which we get user feedback for the products that I support, some mobile apps for a company. And we have user feedback through emails, through the app itself. They go to, the stores, the various stores to submit feedback, and sometimes word of mouth. So, and then once in 2 weeks, we sit together and go over the feedback. So I'm just trying to find out, how do we handle user feedback here? Is it just one person, or how is it handled? Because that is something that can also impact this business.
Yeah, I would say, so I'll tell you a couple things, and Dada's on, so I hope it's okay. I appreciate the feedback. Dada and I spent some time on the phone and going over some changes that we want to make to the website and ways to make it so it's easier to check out and a few things for people. And we're knee deep in the process of trying to get that changed. As far as I'm concerned, any feedback that you guys have, send it right to support, or send it to me, zane@sukavu.com. I mean, if you have, hey, we should look at this. We're constantly, like I said, we just really launched kind of middle of May is how I would say it. Yeah, we spent a little time making products and stuff before, but really, we really just kind of relaunched in May. And so with the new comp plan, the new back office, the new website. And so there's a lot of changes we still need to make, and we know that. We're fixing it and we're trying to make it smoother and make the process quicker. Marie, the real answer is I don't know that we have a specific way of going about collecting feedback, except that just reach out to us. At least at this point, I would say that's all we've done. And maybe there's a way we can get better at that. And so maybe that's one of the feedbacks we can take tonight is, there's a great way to get better at feedback, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most important things, a lot of you reach out to support, which is fantastic and phenomenal. And I always make sure that I pass that along to Zane and the corporate team. And we actually meet daily on a Zoom call, and we talk about things. We bring things up and we discuss and figure out the best kind of course of action for things. So feel free to call and talk to me about stuff or send emails to support. And I always make sure that those get passed on to everyone else, no matter what it is. That always gets passed on.
And I want to just throw one more thing out there. Besides the fact that I was just getting choked up. I was getting choked up because I was thinking about my sister-in-law who died of cancer. That I just, and Deshelle knows this. I mean, I tried forever to get her to try to take our products because we know what it can do and help with cancer, and she just wouldn't, and it's just frustrating. But sorry, I don't know why, but she popped in my head when I was thinking about why I like to make products. I am impossible to offend. I say that, and people are like, no, I really am. I'm impossible to offend. So sometimes people, you can tell me good, bad. I agree with what the lesson we learned tonight from Steve, I think, was really good. That there's perception and there's perspective. If that's the one lesson I can leave my kids in life, is to understand that principle, that perception is what we believe in the moment, and perspective is what we believe after time, right? And maybe even some more information. And sometimes they're the same. Some guy cuts you off and your perception is that he's an a-hole and he's a jerk. He cut you off on the freeway and he's a bad driver. And then maybe with perspective, maybe after time you learn he was driving, to go to the hospital as his wife was dying, and he was rushing. And all of a sudden, with perspective, it changes your perception, right? And your perception. I love how he framed it. The perception we have. And so I've always believed, look, I try to always take accountability when we drop the ball. We fumble. We never try. It's never our goal. Anybody who's been with us long term can tell you we work our brains out to fix it if we make a mistake. I'll make mistakes, and some of the mistakes I've made have been going out and making 50,000 bottles of this product, when we only needed 10,000, and so we got a bunch waiting, or thinking we're going to sell coffee like crazy and then it doesn't sell, or maybe making some trim and thinking, oh, we've got plenty, and then it sells out, or selling too much to one person. There'll be mistakes made along the way, but perception and perspective are so important. So just love it. We love you guys. I think the one thing, hopefully, that anybody who's worked with us will tell you is we're going to bend over backwards. I live, sleep, breathe, eat this business 24/7. This is what we do. And we need help. Right. I always say we need help. We need to get more people sharing our message. And just remember with perspective. Deshelle, I love. She's my favorite person in this world. We were driving home yesterday and she's like, what do we need to learn? What's the lesson that we need to learn right now? And I've been thinking about that like crazy. What are the lessons I need to learn? And I don't know all the lessons. All I know is, man, we are so grateful to be a part of a cool company with great people. But I just know there's more cool people out there who need our help. They need what we have. And we can't do it by ourselves. So let's invite a tribe of people to come along with us. I mean, look, Steve and Kevin and Steve Haycock and Keith and Corey, like they excite, just hanging out with them every day gets me motivated again. Kevin and Steve can tell you, they've had some pep talks with me and got me because it's easy. Like there's times I'm like, man, just working my brains out, and they're like, it's worth it. It's gonna be worth it. We've got a great company, and we do, man. These Monday calls mean so much to me. The leaders on here mean so much to me. Like I said, Marie, I mentioned her because of her success. Like I love that when she's like, I've lost 16 pounds, right? Or those are just awesome things to hear, because I know that when people start to feel better, their health is everything. And so, sorry, this went way longer than I intended. I was supposed to close out. Tonight's been good for me. It's been therapeutic for me. But just know that, we don't get offended. I don't get offended. You can call me and swear at me and yell at me, and it doesn't offend me because it's feedback that we need, and feedback that we can take and try to fix. We're all here for you. We really are. And we try to fix things as quickly as we can. There's things that are out of our control, but we're doing our best to get things changed. I'm excited for some of the cool changes. Again, all because of feedback from you guys. So we're going to continue to be here and make the changes as best as we can, as quick as we can. So anyway, tonight's been good for me. They always say meetings are important for two reasons. Either you need the meeting or the meeting needs you. And tonight I needed the meeting. So I appreciate it. I'm excited, and quite frankly, I'm really excited about Trim, and we're really cool because we're excited about Harvest because of the exciting things we're going to be talking about. We're going to blow your minds with a couple new products. We are going to blow your stinking minds. So I'm pretty excited about that. I know that because I think I even got Steve excited about it. I think because he's like, I can get behind that. I can promote that. I can sell that. I think those were your exact words, Steve. Right? Said if you can do that, you're like, if you can do that, then I can sell that. And I said, okay. So challenge accepted. All right, everybody. We love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a fantastic night, and we'll keep rolling.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Awesome.
Goodbye.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys Saturday.
Bye.